Hi everyone, Susan and I out for a little ride today, putting some miles on the Ryker and on the Spyder, and got a little bit of a late start. It's getting a little bit warm, so we're heading back to the house. Just across the Barrett Parkway, we're going to head up here around the Kennesaw Mountain toward Marietta, work our way back that way, try to stay in the shade if we can. It's a beautiful day to ride. I'm out just trying to put miles on this young little beast here. Oh, okay, for anybody who's keeping up with it, I really don't, I didn't reset the trip meter when I filled up this last time, but the fuel gauge has just now moved off of full, and I've been riding it for maybe an hour and a half all over the place. The trip meter says I still have 113 miles of range, so, and we're not that far from the house, so it's not been a problem. It's just, it's interesting trying to get used to the fuel mileage and what this will do. During the break-in, it was getting in the mid to upper 20s. I think some people have said that they'll get up into the 30s at some point, but this is fine. It holds over 5 gallons, so you know, that's over 125 miles. By the end of 100 miles, I'm ready to stop for a cold drink and stretch my legs anyway. That's usually at the speeds we ride, that's 2 hours or more. So we don't usually go that fast. Thank you, sir, or ma'am. I appreciate you not pulling out in front of me. That would have been interesting. But tell old Susan, every now and then she'll just get up and go. Surprises the heck out of me. But you know, she's the old hand at the Spyder. I was just thinking about it. She's got so much more time on that Spyder. If anybody needs to ask a Spyder question, she's the one to ask. I mean, I work on it a little bit. I ride it up to the gas station and put some fuel in it every now and then. And on a rare occasion, we have ridden it 2 up for one reason or another. But why don't you stop so far back?
I'll just stop in the shade.
Oh, okay. Just stopping in the shade. Well, that makes sense. She's smarter than I am. Here I didn't pull out in the sun. But then again, it's never been a question of whether she's smarter than I am or not. It's whether I'll let her know. Of course, she never watches my videos, so she'll never find out. So don't tell her. Anyway, we're right here at the Kennesaw Mountain entrance to the Kennesaw Mountain Battlefield Park. It's a really nice place. During the week, you can ride up to the top of the mountain, and I'll definitely do that and get some pictures of the bike up there against the skyline, and at some point, but not today. Today on the weekends they run a shuttle bus, so you can't just drive up there like you can any other time. You can always walk it, but phew, man, it's a long way up to the top. I've done it once. I don't want to have to do it again. When it's so much easier to ride, and the road's really nice. Nice little roads. Not very long, but it's really nice. I've taken you up there on the old Yamaha before, and at some point I'll take you up there in this. But if you haven't ridden one of these, I cannot recommend it enough that you go by your local BRP Can-Am dealer, and he's probably got one in demo. These are not expensive, relatively speaking. You know, you can buy one of these with all the bells and whistles for $12,000, $13,000, and I mean that's with accessories and everything. You can buy one. You can buy a 600, which would, trust me, would be plenty fast enough. If you didn't know there was a 900, a 600 would just be outstanding. And you can get those right around $8,000 when they're on sale. I mean, it's hard to beat that. I mean, I paid more for a used car than that, and had a lot less fun out of it. But anyway, I suggest you ride one. Be careful with the right hand. It will get you into trouble. You give this thing just a little bit, it's hard to explain it, but the way this transmission works is, you know, on a regular bike on my Yamaha, the more I twist the throttle, the higher the engine revs. And at some point, it's revved up past the power band and I have to grab another gear if I want to keep accelerating. If I don't, it'll stop accelerating once it gets to the red line. This doesn't happen on this. This is an infinite number of gears, basically, being it's a belt drive. And so the more you twist the throttle, the faster it goes. Now the RPMs also increase, but they don't increase like the speed does, because you can give it crack a 1/4 inch of throttle at a stoplight, and at that same throttle setting you can be going 40 miles an hour at 4,800 RPM in just a few seconds. But 4,800 RPM, that's basically a slow cruise RPM for this. But I don't know what the red line is. It's all digital, and really there's no danger of ever hitting it unless I'm trying to see how fast this thing will go. Some other people have posted 106. Some people say they won't go quite 100 with them on it. I'm guessing they would probably go around 100 with me on it, but will it ever? Probably not. I'm not that interested in finding out how fast it'll go. I'm much more interested in acceleration when I need it, and cornering. And I'm an old sports car guy, and that's, you know, this is like, well, I discovered sports cars when I was a teenager, and this is like rediscovering sports cars. I mean, this thing just flat goes. It stops well. It turns excellent. You can take this thing really deep into a corner and just nail the brakes, and then just slide off the brake pedal and wick it on wide open, and it'll just track itself right out of that corner just so pretty. Can't wait to take it up to the Dragon, up into the Robbinsville area on Highway Midshire 28, and see how it does on some of those curves up there. But I think a talented rider could probably take this bike, or one just like it, down the Dragon. If it was closed, of course, not to the public. You'd have to do this on a closed course. I'll bet he could take it faster than somebody on a sport bike could that knew what they were doing. It's just because the corners are such low speed. You know, I don't care how good you are on a bike, you're limited by your lean angle going through a corner, and this doesn't have a lean angle, so it's not limited. It's only limited by the friction of the tires, and this will drift, they say. I haven't drifted it. I don't have any intention of drifting it, but somebody who knows what they're doing can hang the rear end out on this thing and go around a corner wide open. But anyway, enough on the performance of it. As you can tell, I really like it. But I do encourage anybody to go out and ride one. I'm sure your dealer would be more than happy to let you ride it. It's not like you're getting on a $30,000 Harley or something like that going down the street. You know, this thing doesn't cost all that much. So the dealer wants to sell them. They're really anxious to sell them. Now, they're not aimed at old farts like me, but I'm always been a little bit contrary anyway. So you young folks, women love these things, and I don't blame them. It couldn't be easier. Throttle and brake, throttle and brake. That's it. There's nothing else to it. You could literally not have the use of your left hand and your left arm, and you could ride this thing all over the place, no problem. So anyway, we're coming through the little town of Marietta now, so I think I will let this one wind up too. Hope everybody is having a great day. Get out and ride if you can. I'd love to see some more videos. And everybody take care. Bye-bye.